Hi, this instructional video is about dividing polynomials. Now, in order to get this started, I have to give you an example of what we used to do back in elementary school. Now, remember doing something like this a long time ago when you had something like 256 divided by 4? Yeah, you did something even worse than this. But the way this works was you have to ask yourself, well, how many times is a 4 going to 25 without going over? And you would say 6. And you will go 4 times 6 is 24. And here's what they taught you. They told you to make it minus and draw a line underneath so you could find the difference of the two. So you go, well, 25 minus 24 is 1. Then you brought down the 6. And you do it again. 4 times what will give you 16? And you say 4. And that will give you 16. But what they said was then make it minus and then draw a line underneath so you get 0. And some teachers even made you go remainder 0. Remember doing that? That's exactly what we're doing here. It's just as longer. So here's how that works. Now, you have to be careful about something here. Even though this is in standard form with the highest degree of 4, okay, there's something missing in sequential order. There's a term missing. So let me show you. You should write it as 5x to the 4th. The next should be the 3rd. So you go plus 14x to the 3rd. Next you should have a second, but whoop, that's not a second. So we need a placeholder. So we go 0x to the 2nd. Is that slick or what? Okay, it's not there at all, but just by placing a 0, we have a placeholder. And now we go plus 9x. And we don't need anything else actually. And divide that whole dividend by the divisor, x squared plus 3x. Oh, that's a little tiny, sorry. So now you ask yourself, look at the term, x squared. X squared times what will give you 5x4? So you say, well, you need 5x squared. Then you go, x squared times 5x squared is 5x. X squared and x squared, the rules of exponent, remember? You add them to become 4. But as a consequence, you have to multiply the second term as well, distributive property. So 3x times 5x squared gives you positive 15x to the 3rd. And then you draw a line underneath. You're going to take the difference of the two terms. And here's what you do. Just like back in elementary school, you put a minus. Make it opposite. Here's a word that I just made up. You oppositize it. So what was plus 15, you're going to become minus 15x third. So 5x4, zeroes out. 14x third, negative 15x third becomes negative 1x third, or simply negative x third. Then you bring down the next term like you did back in elementary school. So it becomes plus 0x squared. Now you ask the question again. X squared times what will give you negative x third? Well, you just need negative x times. Because x squared times negative x is negative x third. You're trying to match it up exactly. But again, as a distributive property, 3x times negative x is negative 3x squared. See, now you got something to combine together. That's why we needed that placeholder. Draw the line, and you oppositize. So what was a minus now becomes plus. So x third, negative x third, positive, zeroes out. 0x squared, 3x squared becomes 3x squared. Bring down the last term, plus 9x. So x squared times what gives you 3x squared? Just plus 3. That will give you 3x squared, and 3x times 3 is plus 9x. Draw the line, make it oppositize it, minus, and guess what? Everything zeroes out. So, what is the quotient of this polynomial 5x4 plus 14x third plus 9x divided by x squared plus 3x? It is 5x squared minus x plus the 3. That is the factor. Now, you try that one. Good. So you said, all right, this is my dividend. So I'm going to write that inside the quotient mark. 6x squared plus x minus 15 divided by the long division. Okay, the divisor 2x minus 3. Okay, now first, is this a standard form with all the sequential exponent? This time it is. Okay, so here we go. Take the leading term, 2x. 2x times what? Gives you 6x squared. Yeah, you should have said 3x, because 2x times 3x gives you 6x squared. Try to match it up exactly. But now, 3 negative times 3x is negative 9x. Draw the line. Did you forget to oppositize it? This becomes now minus. This becomes now plus. So 6x squared, negative 6x squared becomes 0. 1x, 9x added together becomes 10x. Bring down the last term, minus 15. 2x times what will give you 10x? Yeah, positive 5 or plus 5. So 2x times 5 is 10x. Match it up exactly. But negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Draw the line, oppositize the terms. So 0. So what is the factor for this polynomial divided by this divisor? It is 3x plus 5. Look on to the next segment of instructional video that talks about remainders, and where we talk about factor theorems and remainder theorems and good stuff, okay?